Then done. Okay, did you understand this part? These are the different excretory products which are formed in the body and the level of their toxicity that need to be excreted here. Next, example of amonotelic animals. Amonotelic means the animals that lives in that excrete ammonia, and that those animals are very important question again for your MCQ type. Aquatic invertebrates, aquatic insects, aquatic amphibians. Aquatic amphibians here, you know the frogs can live both land and water. The one that lives in water, like tadpole, salamanders, they are those amphibians excrete ammonia. Then the bony fishes are the fresh water, they also excrete ammonia. So the examples of amonotelic is aquatic invertebrates, insects, aquatic amphibians, and bony fishes. Yes. Done. Ureotelic, the animals that excrete urea, mammals, human belongs to urea, ureotelic. Amphibians, those are not on the water. They are the ones not inside the water. They are on the land. Those amphibians excrete what? Excrete urea. Cartilaginous fishes, shark, excrete urea. Are you getting the point? Yes. Okay, please write. Next is uricotelic animals. Uricotelic means the animals that excrete uric acid. Birds, reptiles, insects, land snails, they excrete uric acid. Those are uricotelic. urotelic animals. Done. Did you got the difference between the urico? It's very important. Many times the questions can be from here. So I'm asking, I'm telling you again and again, important because questions can be from this slide. Next, other excretory products include amino acid, guanine, trimethylamine oxide. Amino acids, spila, guanine, spiders, trimethylamine oxide by bony fishes. This is not fresh water but marine bony fishes, excreted by marine bony fishes. The mechanism or the process of uricotelism or ureotelism is an adaptation for water conservation because this method is for to conserve water and excrete the waste which is semi-solid and which is less toxic compared to ammonia. Please write down. Any doubts to anyone? Just revise quickly before we move to human excretory system. Come on, revise everyone quickly. Everybody quickly revise. Done? Any doubts to anyone? Note, okay. Listen. To remove ammonia, you require lots of water. If human tries to excrete ammonia as such, then the lots of water from the body is removed. So what the human does is they convert ammonia to urea in the liver and they excrete in the form of urea. Why this process was done? So that we cannot waste the water on ammonia. So rather we convert ammonia to urea and then excrete out urea, that is taking a less water. This is called water conservation. Are you understanding? If we excrete ammonia, then we require lots of water. Then it's a dehydration, right? Okay. Anything else? Come on, tell me anything else. Okay. Can you all see the human excretory system slide? Can you all see the human excretory system slide? Come on, yes or no? Yes. See, everybody drop your pen, listen to me. Everybody listen to me. Kidney, you have right kidney and left kidney. Which is a lower? Left kidney is lower or right kidney is lower? Come on, tell. Which kidney is lower in position? Are they at the same position?
Right.
Right kidney is lower than the left kidney. Very good. Above the kidney there is a gland. Those glands are adrenal glands. Okay. The kidney, then there is a ureter. Ureter continues, there are long tubes that continues and open into urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is of thick muscle. The muscles that are found in urinary bladder is called detrusor muscle. The lining of the urinary bladder is lined by transitional epithelium. Why is it transitional epithelium? Why is it transitional epithelium? Because it's easy for the expansion. You remember the function of transitional epithelium? Do you remember? What is epithelium? We have studied in the first class, first chapter. Transitional epithelium expands, right? So even when the urine starts to collect, the urinary bladder has a capacity to expand. Next, along with the detrusor muscle, urinary bladder also has stretch receptors. Stretch receptors because when the urinary bladder gets filled, as the urinary bladder gets filled by urine, the stretch receptors stretches and they become activated, send the signals to the brain saying that it's time for the urination, the bladder is filled. Next, urinary bladder continues into urethra. At that junction, there is an involuntary sphincter and the voluntary sphincter. Involuntary sphincter is not under our control, but voluntary sphincter, whether to miturate the urine or not, that is under the control. That is, lower is voluntary and the upper one is involuntary. Did you understand the rough idea about the human excretory system? Any doubts? The muscles that are present in the urinary bladder is detrusor muscle. Important questions. Transitional epithelium, important question. Come on, tell me any doubts.
Ma'am, your voice is coming low. Can you speak louder?
What happened?
Your voice is coming very low. Can you speak louder, ma'am?
My voice is coming very low. I'm speaking loud.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It's fine for me.
It's fine because I'm speaking loud. Okay, Yash, listen to me. You want me to explain again? Echoing too much. Okay, now is it okay? Because it's all empty here. So it might echo, but I'm talking louder. Okay. Yeah. Let me speak a bit lower, then it will not echo, I guess. Sanika, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Now listen to me. Everybody drop your pen, pencil. Listen to me. Okay. You have right kidney, left kidney. Right kidney is lower than the left kidney. Okay. There's a gland which is present above the kidney that is called adrenal glands. It is present on both the right and left kidney. Kidney continues into ureter. Ureter opens into urinary bladder. Yes, look into the diagram. Urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is lined by dash epithelium, that is transitional epithelium. Why transitional epithelium? Because transitional epithelium has a capacity to stretch. Dash muscles are made up of are present in urinary bladder, that is detrusor muscles. Detrusor muscles are present in the urinary bladder. Transitional epithelium or the lining of the urinary bladder has stretch receptors. When the urinary bladder gets filled by urine, it gets stretched, and this stretch signals as it gets stretched, they send a signal to the brain whether to empty the urinary bladder or not. Urinary bladder continues into urethra. Between there are two sphincters, but one is upper involuntary sphincter and lower voluntary sphincter. Upper sphincter is involuntary, it is not under our control. When the urinary bladder fills, it opens, but lower voluntary sphincter is under the control. That decides whether so the signals that goes to the brain, if the brain sends the signals that it's time for the emptying the bladder, that is going for the maturation, then it is lower voluntary sphincters that helps for the maturation. Is this point clear? Yes, any doubts? Now everybody draw this quickly. Sanika,
Yes, ma'am.
could you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Write down. Done? Any doubts? Come on, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Hmm?
would you please show the diagram again?
Yeah, sure. Right now. There is nothing functional as involuntary sphincter when the urinary bladder is filled and there is a pressure inside the urinary bladder. This gets open just to accommodate this. Then it's a lower sphincter that is under the voluntary. Okay. Done? Okay, good. Now, the main excretory organ is kidney. The formation of urine, the main function is formation of urine. Shape is bean shape. Size is 10 to 12 centimeter in length and 5 to 7 centimeter in breadth. Weight is about 120 to 180 gram in adult. Color is reddish brown. These all points are important if they tell you to write down about the human excretory system. You should know all these numbers. MCQ for your medical paper, most of the time they don't answer size and weight. Some very rarely they might ask, but most of the time they don't ask. But yes, if they ask you for your board, for your exams, to write down a note on kidney, then you should be able to write all these things, all these points. So your color is reddish brown. Location is on either side of vertebral column. You know the vertebra? Everybody knows the backbone, vertebral column, right? Everybody knows the backbone. Now, it's present on the either side of the vertebral column. Present on the either side of the vertebral column, right? So, if this vertebral column, if this is the vertebral column, this vertebral column is made up of cervical, thoracic, lumbar, different types of vertebrae. Thoracic vertebrae are 12. The location is 12 thoracic vertebrae and then start lumbar L1, L2, L3, L4 and L5. Lumbar are 5. Thoracics are 12. So it starts from the T12 to L3. The position is from here to here. Are you all getting the point? It is present from the last thoracic T12 to L3. L3 is lumbar vertebrae. Got the point? Please do let me know if is there anything that you're not able to understand and clear. Write down each and every point.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you explain me the last 2 points?
Last point.
Both last 2 points.
Okay, listen to me. You know vertebral column, right? That's a backbone. This vertebral column is made up of different vertebrae. Okay, like cervical vertebrae. First comes cervical. Those are neck vertebrae. Then come thoracic. Then come lumbar. Okay, so in the vertebrae, where the thoracic are T1 to T12 and lumbar are L1 to L5. So where is this position happening of the kidney? From the last T12 to L3 vertebrae, the kidney is located on either side. This side one kidney and this side one kidney. Got the point? This is about the second last point. On either side of the vertebral column, it is present from the last thoracic T12 to L3 vertebrae. Did you understood this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what do you understand by retroperitoneal kidney? Retroperitoneal kidney, you mean if there is a liver organ is covered by which membrane? Or lungs is covered by which membrane? Organ lungs is covered by which membrane? Who will answer this? Heart is covered by which membrane?
Pericardium.
Pericardium. Very good. Now, if this is a heart, this heart is entirely on the dorsal surface and also on the ventral surface. It is covered by a membrane called pericardium. Very good. Pleural membrane is for the lungs. So even the lungs, the organ is completely covered by pleural membrane on the dorsal side, on the ventral side. Got the point? But kidney, what happened? Since if this is a vertebral column, the kidney is located on the either side, right? On the either side. Now what happened? This kidney on the ventral, on the dorsal side, it is attached to the abdominal cavity. Only it is covered on only this surface, only on the ventral surface. Such type of organs which are covered only on one side, they are called peritoneal. So this is a retroperitoneal kidney covered by peritoneum only on the ventral side. It is not covering on the dorsal side. Reason is the kidneys are attached on the abdominal cavity from the dorsal surface. Getting the point? Did you understood what is retroperitoneal kidney?
Yes, ma'am.
Important again. Everybody understood, right? See the students, please improve your writings. I have seen some of them writings is really bad. I want you to start improving because in the board exam, if your papers are not neat, tidy with a good writing, the examiners will really feel sick to correct your paper. So please start improving your handwriting. Are you all done writing? Can we move ahead? Done. Any doubts, Shifa? Any doubts? Now everybody listen. External right kidney is lower than the left kidney. You know this point. Before talking about internal kidney, let us look into the external structure of the kidney. How does the kidney look externally? Externally, it is covered by first one is outermost covering called renal fascia. Then there is a adipose capsule that acts as a shock absorber. Then there is a renal capsule that is a white fibrous tissue that provides a strength. Lateral surface is convex and the median surface, the inner surface is concave. The renal artery and the renal artery enters the kidney, whereas ureter and the renal vein leaves the kidney. Draw this, understand. If you don't understand anything, do let me know. There are three coverings: renal capsule, adipose capsule, renal fascia. Renal capsule, white fibrous tissue that provides a strength. Then there's a renal fascia, which is an outermost. Then adipose that helps in the shock absorber. Lateral is convex, convex, and the median or the inner side is concave. You know the shape of the kidney. Renal artery and the renal artery enters into the kidney, whereas renal vein and ureter moves out of the kidney. No, median is what? Median is a lateral surface and the median surface, the inner surface. Got the point? Done? Is everybody done? Can you hear me well? See, what is hilum? Now listen to me. What is hilum? Important. Hilum is a longitudinal groove or oblique concave surface. So if this is your convex, this is the convex, right? Now there is a something like this. This structure is called hilum. Concave surface is called hilum. Okay. Lateral surface is convex. Median surface is concave. What is hilum? It's a longitudinal groove or concave surface. The median surface is called that is the same. That is a concave. That is called hilum. Renal artery and the nerve enter. Renal vein and the ureter exit. Please make a note. This is about the external structure of kidney. How does the internal structure of kidney looks? Internal structure of kidney. Everyone, please drop your pen. Please drop your pen or pencil. Listen to me. We're taking the cross section of the kidney. When you take the cross section of the kidney, look towards the renal cortex. Can you identify the renal cortex in the diagram? Renal cortex is the outermost layer after the cross section. Okay. Can you identify renal medulla? Renal medulla is the inner layer. Got the point? Renal capsule, you know. Renal cortex, renal medulla. Now, in the renal cortex, there is nothing, but in the medulla, renal medulla, there are renal pyramids. Can you identify the structure renal pyramid? These renal pyramids are 10 to 12 in each kidney. How many? 10 to 12 in each kidney. Got the point? Renal medulla, renal pyramid. Renal medulla contains renal pyramid which are 10 to 12 in each kidney. Yes? Okay. Now listen. The tip of the renal pyramid is called renal papillae. Did you found out the renal papillae? Tip of renal pyramid is called renal papillae. Now, renal papillae leads to calyx. Calyx leads to renal pelvis. Renal pelvis leads to ureter. Right? You got the flow? Did you all got this flow? Now, renal pyramids, which are 10 to 12 in each kidney, houses nephrons. They are the sites for the nephrons. Nephrons are inside the renal pyramid. Part of nephron is inside the renal pyramid. Part of nephron is in the renal cortex. If you see nephrons, some are in the renal medulla, that is into the renal pyramid, and some are in the renal cortex. Now, this region between the renal pyramid or the tissue that is present between the renal pyramid is called column of Bertini. It's called column of Bertini. Who did understood this? Now you start drawing this diagram. Everybody, please draw this diagram and let me know who have not understood this. Everybody understood with one go?
Ma'am, can you explain the flow part again?
Yes, listen. Renal cortex, whenever I say, please look into the diagram. Renal cortex, Sanjana, listen. Renal cortex to renal medulla, right? Now, in the renal medulla, there is pyramids called renal pyramid. Look into the renal pyramid now. Renal cannot make what's the renal. Yeah, listen to me. Okay, everybody, please listen to me. Renal cortex, then there is a region called renal medulla. In the renal medulla, there is renal pyramid. Okay, renal pyramid. Now, renal pyramid, the tip of the renal pyramid means this part. If this is one renal pyramid, let me write and show it to you. Just a minute. 1 minute. Yeah. If this is the one renal pyramid, right? Yes, this is a renal pyramid. Now, the tip of the renal pyramid is called renal papillae. This is the renal papillae. So, this is the renal papillae. Done. After the renal papillae opens into calyx. This is the calyx. Many calyx opens into renal pelvis. Many renal pelvis open into ureter. Next, this is the flow. In the renal pyramid, there are the structures called nephrons. They are nephrons. These are the structures called nephron. Part of nephron is in the renal pyramid, part is present in the cortex region. If you see, this is the cortex, this is the medulla. So part is present in the cortex, part is present in the medulla, that is into the renal pyramid. The region between two pyramids, this space is called column of Bertini. This space is called column of Bertini. Got the point? Any more doubts to anyone? Any doubts to anyone? Please draw and do let me know once it's done. Renal 10 to 12 in each kidney. I have written here. 10 to 12 in each kidney. Can you see? So altogether it will be 24 or 20. Everything is mentioned in the diagram. Please write down. Do let me know once it's done. Okay. Any doubts to anyone? Is there any doubts to anyone? Is all doubts clear? Is all doubts clear? Can you hear me? Hello. Sanjana, can you hear me? Okay. Any doubts, Rishikesh? Others, any doubts? Now, renal pelvis is a triangular area into which hilum opens. You know what is a hilum? So, hilum opens into renal pelvis. Outer is cortex, inner is medulla. Medulla has a renal pyramid 10 to 12 in each kidney. Cortex tissue between the medullary pyramid is known as a column of Bertini. Write down. Is it triangular? Triangular. Short form for triangular.
Ma'am, what is written after cortex? Below 10 to 12 in each kidney.
Below cortex tissue between the medullary pyramid is known as columnopertony.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Done? Can you move ahead? Now, the renal pelvis continue into a muscular tube that is called ureter. It is a muscular tube about 25 to 30 centimeter long. It has three layers. The inner layer is transitional epithelium. The inner layer is transitional epithelium. What is the function? It receives the urine from the kidney and opens into urinary bladder. Right? Look into the diagram and understand, and do let me know if you found it difficult. Next, urinary bladder. Are you all done? Any doubts until here? Come on, tell me. Is there any doubts until here? Now we have 5 more minutes. So before we start with the urinary bladder, can you please revise everyone quickly? We'll discuss about the urinary bladder in the next class. I want each and everybody to open the entire chapter of the excretory system and revise quickly. Revise quickly. Come on, tell me. Any doubts?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
I did not properly understand what is hilum. Can you explain again?
Yes, sure. Just a minute. See, this is kidney, right? This is kidney. And this is concave shape. This part is the concave part is called hilum. This concave part is called hilum. Into the hilum, artery enters, and through the hilum, veins exit. Did you understand what is hilum? You
Yes,
see in
okay.
the diagram, renal pelvis is a triangular area. This we call it as triangular area, the renal pelvis. Now this part is called hilum. This part, the concave part is called hilum. The concave part of the kidney. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Clear to all? Any difficulties? Whose question was that? Whose question was that? Any other questions before we wind up for today's? Any other question before we wind up today's class? Hello. Is it all clear? Am I audible?